Little Sips.
And that was Brother Reed with a 26-minute version of Lil Sips. What a feat! Pastor Andrew here, and we have more great content like that coming up in hours 329 through 334 of the annual Story Fundathon.
We just got another $17.17 Platinum Star Plus patron. They get a congregant welcome package in the mail and a petition read in our services. What a steal!
Wow, Sister Callista, did they say why they donated?
Of course, duh. It's another congregant who loves young Robert.
Oh, wow, that's great! You know, it's supporters like you who make sure fantastic programming like Young Robert stays on the air. Young Robert, A Boy's Journey, tells the incredible story of young Robert, a boy who goes on a journey with a bunch of dirty scallywags. That's right, pirates. Will young Robert ever reach that fabled land of ye olde America? Give us more cheddar and you might find out. Patreon.com/TSMBT.
We just got a $5.22 premium Grease Class patron at patreon.com/TSMBT. They now have access to the 522 Club, our loosey-goosey podcast where we get serious and silly. And guess what?
They love young Robert?
They love young Robert.
Yes! Brother Reed here. Young Robert is definitely our most popular show to date. Follow the scurvy-addled adventures of a young boy named Young Robert aboard the pirate ship the Madam Stenchworth, sailing pirates. Teachable Christian moments. Everyone loves when young Robert gets into a thick jam of intrigue. Patreon.com/TSMBT.
Today, while we raise money, we're bringing you an extra special episode of Young Robert. You know, you might even spot a familiar friend. Can you guess who it is? Well, tune in to the end of the program to find out if you were right.
Help keep Young Robert on the air. Visit patreon.com/TSMBT and make a monthly donation right now. Or give us $5 and then cancel. I don't care. Just a little help, because honestly, it'll keep me personally alive. Now enjoy Young Robert. Patreon.com/TSMBT.
Oh, young Robert. Young Robert. Oh, young Robert. Oh, young Robert. Young Robert, young Robert. Oh, young Robert. Young Robert. Oh, young Robert.
Plimple the pirate crept down those forsaken stairs, down past the galley, down past the crates of stolen wares and pilfered Christmas presents, into the tiny cellar where they kept that impish young Robert. Oh, if that young Robert missed his scalp shorning again, Plimple swore an oath to make a leather of young Robert's hide. If you can tan the hide of a young Robert, that is.
Young Robert, be ye here?
Yet the lad did not answer him. Oh, that damnable Robert, young though he might be, a true thorn in the crown of Plimple he was day and night. Tie him to the mast, and he'd break the mast in twain, cast him off with the anchor, and he'd abscond with that too, I wager honest. Like magic, young Robert he'd be. Plimple banged his false leg against the door. Be closed it be.
Young Robert, you get out here this instant.
But young Robert did not answer. Plimple knocked the door open, he did, with a high kick and a throaty hurrah. The door did crumble to splinter and reveal the lad's room. a room in tarnish. Young Robert's wooden sleeping crate be broken, his crusts of bread be fallen to rat crumb, his bees and beans be battered, bees where beans be, and beans where bees be.
Yar, there could be no other culprit for this untidiness, but the one burning his brand upon my mind, young Robert. Be he gone? Nay, I say it not. Young Robert could never betray an old man, for that be what I be. Old, yes, old in truth, or my name ain't be Plimple. Plimple to tug and toss. Cast me your sorrows no longer, child. Release me from the falcon strait. Pray tell, where hath ye gone?
Plimple turns then at the distinct sound of pittering, pattering boyfoot.
Was that the distinct sound of pittering, pattering boyfoot I heard? Where might he be, young Robert?
The hair on the back of Plimple's neck erected, and his spine danced a drunkard's jig. Yes, he sensed from the corner of his eye a fiendish presence. Then, there, a flash of kerchief.
Ah, young Robert!
Plimple toppled backways in terror as the petite sailor-suited form of young Robert did knock him on the floor. Pimple's hands were a-flapping, his eyes the white of a surrender rag, and his 3 teeth each displayed in opened-mouth horror. For but a second more, then the folly fell apart. He cracked a smile that taught loosed a grin, and the two began to do none other than laugh.
Ah, me, oh my, young Robert, my finest boy! Your skills of espionage and deceit have surely grown in our presence. To think, before ye death-defying daring-do's and salty adventures with this crumbly lot, you be the son of a duke, poised to inherit a whole fiefdom ye did. 'Twas all the news when the famous duke's famous son famously disappeared. Honest, I sometimes wonder whether you truly be this young Robert. Was the duke's son so melty? His eyes hidden in a fold of wax, no teeth to speak of, his voice a dribbling how? Well, it be not my place to ask. Young Robert, you are the child in my heart, and I could forsake any other if it meant it be therein ye stayed. Come to Papa for a solemn embrace now, my boy.
And the two did ply each other's bodies with the extracurriculars of fondness. A tender moment true, a family forged not by blood, but by salt water.
Come now, Robert, young though ye might be, and join us on the pooping deck. Why? I'll tell ye why. Because today be Christmas Eve. Sing with me, child. Tidings of Jesus, good and brave. Fa la 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 la. Jesus was born today. Fa la la. Every child sing and enjoy his screams. Fa la. Every child sing his song of praise. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. La 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 la.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have an amazing announcement. The biggest announcement we ever announced. I don't know what it is. It's in this envelope. Oh, wowie, wowie, wow. I really want to say it now, but ugh. First, we gotta say a little prayer. Oh, story, please remind people that in this time of giving and courage, there are more ways than just donating to patreon.com/TSMBT to support their favorite collective of not famous struggling artist comedian types, all of whom have to work other jobs, and for whom by all means this is a work of love and gooey passion. Yes, Story, please remind the people that they can also go to www.thestorymustbetold.com to quickly access the purchase page for Seasons of the Story, our first real honest-to-story book of stories. Story reminds them how Brother Reed, Pastor Andrew, Deacon Adam, and illustrator Sashir Bomakanti worked for months to put this tome of 16 electrifying stories together on top of the podcast and other secret projects. They really put a lot of love and beauty into it. And that for $15.22, they can own a piece of story, or hell, just give it as a gift during this false holiday. You don't have to care about someone to buy them this book. Honest, it's probably better coming from a complete stranger. Buy him willy-nilly. Fucking go for it. Please, Story, find a way to include this special message about our book in your name. The story must be told. Anyway, now that that prayer is done, let me open this envelope to share the special announcement. Special announcement. If you really want to support The Story Must Be Told after a year's worth of juicy, free, and ad-free premium content, our book, Seasons of the Story, is still on sale at www.thestorymustbetold.com. What? Oh my gosh! The story did remind us that our book, Seasons of the Story, is on sale at Amazon.com, but it's impossible to find for some fucking reason, so we made a direct link through thestorymustbetold.com. Golly! It must be a story miracle. What an amazing way to support. Previously on Young Robert.
Come now, Robert, young though ye might be, and join us on the pooping deck. Why? I'll tell ye why. Because today be Christmas Eve. Sing with me, child.
Robert? He's so young. Young Robert. You've just begun, young Robert. You've just begun to be young Robert. Oh, young Robert. Young Robert, young Robert. Oh, young Robert. Young Robert.
Young Robert sat with Plimple at the captain's table. Not a soul was on deck watching the placid waves, commanding the helm, tanning the leathers, for all were welcome at the Christmas feast. From the first mate to the swabsman, the cook to the manacled prisoner, each linked arms about the captain's table. And what a spread! Stuffed goose, stuffed pie, a stuffing of ragamuffin plum pudding, and snuff gumming to try, ham hocks, gravy glibbies, and run-done turtle fun pies with rip-tip-a-tup sauce, and enough of the finest, high-shelved swill to go around. Young Robert and Plimple ate their fill, chunked down a whole ham hock and ragamuffin plum pudding each. What a merry time for all. Now, as the candles burned down and the bellies were at their roundest, each scoundrel among them awaited the very best part of the whole feast. The captain's annual Christmas speech, of course. Plimple raised his glass.
Please, Captain, my friend, my instructor, won't you treat us with ye annual Christmas speech?
I don't know. Maybe the sea has tested an old sea captain like me too many times to believe in something like Christmas. You know, they say truth only comes from the mouths of babes, and thus it be. You're right, young Robert. Christmas does mean something when you spend it in such good company as this. I can feel a speech ringing inside me after all. Goodness, like a bell it be. Ring-a-ling, I say. Let it out, ding-dong. Yar, I be a pirate, but let it be known now, I am a pirate of Christ. All those years, chasing and blazing, popping eyeballs, slicing dignity out of folks like it was a gizzard. Shucks, I did it for the Lord. But not just the Lord, the Virgin Mary too. Oh, and who can forget? Lil baby Jesus. You know, perhaps it isn't yo-ho-ho and bottle of rum, but yo-ho him and bottle of the blood of his sin. I believe, as a good Christian, that the blood of Jesus can wash away my sins, cure any wound, and do wonders on stains. I love Jesus, and I respect his name at all times, all times. Plenty of pirates don't believe me. You're a pirate, they say, and you're telling me you never cursed the Lord. That's right. Yes, I'm a pirate. But where I draw the line is disrespectful language. After all, we got a tot in our presence. A tot like the Christ child himself. Oh, young Robert. No one knows how young ye be, young Robert. Nor how old either. Goodness, ye could be ageless. Born among the stars and fall into this orb like a plague, or perhaps a redeemer. Such a child, unlike any other child, this young Robert. So kind in his ways, oh, young Robert. I like to think I see a piece of someone in your heart. A piece of, yep, you guessed it, our Lord, Jesus fucking Christ. A spear exploded out of the captain's stomach. Viscera and bits of vertebrae sprayed across the table. The pirates screamed. The captain was dead, his eyes crossed and tongue dangling, but his corpse stood tall. From behind the skewered captain, a blood-spattered pirate wearing a less vibrant color scheme held the other end of the spear. He raised the captain's body like a standard over his head, higher, higher, then threw him down on the table, scattering the ham hocks and tip ripper top sauce he did.
We be under attack!
Young Robert knew not what to do. For all his tutelage, he froze in the moment. He felt a hand spin him round like a lazy Susan.
Quit stalling, young Robert! We gotta cheese it!
Plimple tucked young Robert under his arm like a rugby baton and hightailed it through the captain's secret exit, the window. Splash! Their feet landed in a puddle aboard the deck. Were they sinking? No. The clouds wept for the pirates, a torrent of tears for what the invaders did to those good pirates. Their sails be sliced, the helm ablaze, and two mean older pirates were drawing a penis and testicles on their pirate flag.
You're right, young Robert. An attack on Christmas Eve be not just wrong, it be unchristian.
Of course it be.
Plimple and young Robert turned to see who shouted at them. Why, they could tell by the size of the hat and the shine of the brass buttons that it was the invading pirate captain.
It's unchristian because we ain't be Christian. We be agnostic.
Gasp!
Don't matter my creed, for I have a Christmas present for ye anyhow. A chance to meet ye God.
Young Robert felt a terrible chill as the pirate captain leveled his pistol at Plimple. Plimple could not tell where he had been shot. He looked all around, patted his chest. For a second, he thought the captain missed, before he saw where the bullet had entered. The bleeding chest of young Robert.
Young Robert!
The boy had jumped in front of the bullet. He had saved Plimple's life, the fool. Plimple picked up the boy and leapt blindly off the side of the boat. Let Poseidon decide their fates, a yar and a yea. He did decide them fortune, for it was not the icy palm of water which met them, but the clank and clatter of a trusty lifeboat. Plimple cut the ropes at once, and they crashed to the water as fire spread above.
If that fire gets to our barrels of top shelf swill...
Timber and body parts rained down from the heavens. Every crew member ripped to pieces. The boat gone. Plimple looked every direction. Where could salvation lie? Surely it must occupy some compass hand or other. But wherever he looked, he saw fire, chaos, and ocean. He kept his eyes on young Robert.
Ye foolish boy! Ye foolish boy! Why would ye give your life for me? It's supposed to be the other way. It is my job for you. How could you do this to me? Don't you die on me, young Robert! Young Robert!
Hey everyone! Yeah, no one donated this last time. It was just me ringing the bell. To be honest, we don't get a ton of donations. I know we try to look like a bunch of tough guys, big strong boys who make all the money and have all the love, but to be honest, we're a very small operation. We do okay, but everything you give mostly covers getting this done. Paying to make books, buying sound effects, and paying artists, and booking film locations, and buying equipment for Devin when he breaks it again. Seriously, that fucking guy. If you've enjoyed what we make, do us a favor and consider donating at patreon.com/tsmbt or buy some books. Really, anything would be appreciated. And the fact that people out there care and listen, it really means the world to us. So thank you for being a part of this. To put it bluntly, we love you. It's hard for me to say, but we love you. This year, like every year increasingly, has been strange and hard, and having you all here has redeemed some very trying months, seriously. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Gosh. Okay, I'm crying. This is gonna ruin my eyeliner. No, don't keep the camera on me. Go back to young Robert. I said go back to young Robert.
Young Robert.
Hours passed, and the clouds ceased their weeping. The sun beat down from an empty, unforgiving sky. The wreckage of the ship had scattered long ago, and they were solitary, they be. Young Robert lay draped across Plimple's lap, bleeding his last. The old pirate cried tears as salty as the sea.
God in heaven, please hear me cry. Do not take from me this boy. You take, and ye take. But of this child thou hand shall not cross. I cannot be sure why he even be dying. I've seen him stabbed and crushed and stampeded, and he melts and flips back into shape, he does. Perhaps it be because it be an agnostic bullet, cursed by whatever god it be they worship. Be this why the wound does not close, but blast through like a Swiss of cheese. I know not. I be a simple pirate, and though a lusty lad in his youth, I sired no progeny. Nay, For in a farming accident, I pinched and popped a part of me required for the making of kin from dribbling seed. Now you understand in this time and day. I believe children be formed wholesale in the jewel of the man's groin, then shot like a shooting star into a woman, who I understand to have scoopfuls of soil within their bellies, so it be. Yea, then this accident be not just a blight on me, but a massacre of my entire line. Lord, it be for this reason I say it now. You owe me, young Robert. This son I know not that I had, but had to earn through years of Christian missionary piracy. Tell me what must be done, and I shall do it. I shall do it for the child Robert. Nay, not that I can be sure that even be his name. He does not look like a Robert. Not a Bobby, not a Rob, nor a Bob. A Robbie or a Bert. Long in my days I have been able to tell a person's name just through the study of their eyes, the shake of their hands, and the slope of their walk. Rickham, Plutarch, Boliarthy, I rarely be wrong. Nay, you look like a Nay, I cannot say. I will not say. For I have been given a young Robert, and it be a young Robert for whom I bargain. God in heaven, on this eve of your son's birth, do not dilly nor dally, but lift ye magic palms so I might see the lines crisscrossing ye wonder flesh. Hark! If it be not ye I must be praying to, tell me now. For I will pray to the one I need, and the one who can serve me. Who? If it be not ye, God, then who? Who will answer me prayer?
Oh, the story.
'Twas then the young Robert stirred in Plimple's lap.
Oh, the tot has life yet! I wish to give praise, but I cannot say who to send me praises to. Perhaps me words have done more than plea. Perhaps a deal has been struck indeed, writ on spectral paper with the ink of intention. Wait, slow down, young Robert. Ye be saying there be a way to save ye life just yet, and I have to do what? I don't care what happens to me. I missed the chance to lay me life down for ye once. I will not miss it again. Tell me what I shall do, and I shall do it.
'Twas then young Robert gathered what remained of his strength together and began to cry. Oh, how he emptied like a dam gone burst, he cried. And the liquid which did fall from those mystery folds, it did not look like tears of normal consistency. Too gritty, too heavy, black as tar. He wiped his cheek and held the drop to the old pirates.
Thy will be done!
Plimple kissed the finger, consuming the drop like it were dew on a flower petal, and he a thirsty ladybug. He shivered and shook, then relaxed. He looked to the tot.
Be that it? I kinda thought it would hurt. Jesus fucking Christ!
Plimple began to morph and change. His spine melted, bones dissolving, inches falling from his height like so many Jengas. But he be not alone. The tot stretched dying across his lap too began to change, to stretch and grow heavy and hairy and old.
Goodness gracious!
Yes, In mere minutes flat, Plimple endured the strange agony of watching his body grow from a child's form. Yea, the dying young Robert's body became not just any stretched human body, but Plimple's human body. Young Robert became Plimple, while Plimple became young Robert. But they were not the same Plimple and young Robert they once were. For in the body that was now Plimple, there was an agnostic bullet hole straight through the heart, and he wore a child's sailor suit and kerchief. Plimple's clothes fell loose on the body of young Robert, and thus it was the two did switch. But their souls must have made transport as well, for the last words of the Plimple with the hole in him were these.
How did ye? What are ye?
And you know what young Robert said? What he said after gaining life once again at the cost of his dearest friend? Do you know what answer he gave as his life earned him the death of a father?
Young Robert.
The story must be told.
Wow! What a story! And it certainly enlightened me on a few matters. Yes. Some elements of that story certainly connected to my own experience in a big way. It almost makes me wonder, who really is young Robert? Gosh, I wish I knew. Who do you think, Chalmers? Shut up, Chalmers.
Well, here we are, living in the moment. And here we are, dreaming in the open. Now look around, isn't this a new day? Make a move, doing things a new way. A new way. 'Cause this is our world.
Hi, everyone. Pastor Andrew here. Earlier in the episode, we said there is a special guest you might have recognized in young Robert. Give up? Yep, that's right. The voice of Plimple was our own brother Reed. All right. Have a good false holiday, everyone. Sleep tight. Smooch, smooch.
Look ahead, we can see forever. You and me doing it together. Light it up, we can be a million stars. Look at us, don't you see we've come so far? This is our place.